Hey guys, welcome back to Real Talk with Lady T. Now, today we will be going over Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 11. Don't go nowhere. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you. Before I get started, don't forget to like my videos and subscribe to my channel so that you can find out when I have new videos. Now, usually I try to start with the unfiltered episode. This episode of Unfiltered was Dr. Viviana, Eric, and Jacob. I did like how Eric did point out the fact that he could be a little bit hard. You know what I mean? Like, he could be a little bit hard. And so they talked a little bit about how he felt in reference to like social media and Virginia being friends with her exes and stuff like that. And he just said that he'll try to continue to work on it. But I do see that being a problem in the near future for them. First couple that I want to talk about is Clara and Ryan. Now, in this episode, this is their 1 month anniversary, and you see kind of how each of the couples are going through what they're going through for their 1 month. So Clara is moving all her stuff into Ryan's house. So I guess by now they already decided that she will be moving with him. So you see Clara moving her stuff into his house. She said, you know, each time she's gonna bring one box at a time. She talked about how she's organizing everything and how she's redoing all his drawers and everything because she feels as though she has to do all that for her to have space for her stuff. And in this part of the episode, you can just see her going on and on and on and on and on about all the things she want to do and change and everything in the house. And you just see Ryan, he just looks so overwhelmed. So I feel like with him being, again, such a structured person and somebody that always does things the same way, this can be a lot for him. I feel like, you know, he seems open to giving his space, you know, away to his new wife, but at the same time, she seems like she can be a lot. Okay, so now we see this is the 1 month anniversary for Ryan and Clara. I thought it was sweet that Ryan planned a helicopter ride for him and Clara. And it was cute because she said that I guess it was something that she had said to him and he remembered. So they did the helicopter ride. It was really, really nice. It just seems like they have a lot of moments where they're just real awkward and quiet. I don't know. When they were on the helicopter ride, they didn't really say much. So then we go to the next scene where you see Ryan and Clara goes back to Ryan's house and he surprised her and he decorated the yard and it looked really nice. They had dinner back there. And it looks like she's still very upset about the fact that they're not really connected. She seems as though she kept saying that she don't feel as though they're on the same page. But for whatever reason, Ryan does feel like they're headed in that direction. They ate dinner together. They talked. And then when they watched their video, I'm sure y'all saw when they watched their video, their wedding video, she just got emotional. She kept crying and stuff like that. So yeah, it seems as though like she really wants it to work out between them. However, it just seems like it's not happening as fast as she would like it to happen. It's only been 1 month though. So personally, I feel like maybe like Ryan said, when he say it, he want to make sure that this is it. Like, I'm saying this because I really mean it. Not because the other person want me to say it. Not because the time frame of everybody else and when they're saying it. But I'm going to say I love you when I want to say I love you. So we're going to keep an eye on this couple. I do remember when they had their group date and they asked Ryan as far as, oh, I hear you never said I love you. And he said, no, I haven't. And basically Clara was like, I don't know, 6 months come by and you ain't said by 6 months, I'm done, I'm gone. I don't think you should put a time on it. You know what I mean? And I don't think he should be under pressure to use those words. Give him some time. Clara would be more happy if he said it because it's what he felt and he wanted to say it. And it's not because he said it because he felt like that's what she wanted him to say. So my next couple that I want to talk about is Jacob and Haley. Now, their scene starts off where Haley, she looked like she's into like the card readings and things of that nature. So she has the lady come over to read their cards and kind of give her some, I guess, some information about their relationship. When the lady came to do the tarot reading, she basically told them that Haley always wants the upper hand, which we can see that. And that she felt like that both of them had to release control. So basically they both was holding on to control, and they both had to release the control. But she did say that they were compatible and that they were a good sign to be together. So it looks like Haley was was shocked about that. Like, oh wow, really? Kind of like made her feel good. Like, oh, okay, so maybe I should give this a try. We have with Haley and Jacob is they're at the winery. It looks like they're having their little 1 month anniversary celebration. You know, Haley felt like that the tarot reading or the reading that they had was like a reset for them. And so at first it seemed like it was going well, and then when they sat down to have their talk, Jacob basically told her and said he felt as though, their first kiss that they had for their wedding was very awkward. And he basically said that I feel like you look past me. Like I could be in a room with you and you don't see me there. And so, she was like, oh, wow, I didn't know you felt that way. And that's not the way I wanted to make you, that I, intended to make you feel. And she's like, well, I apologize. I'm sorry that I pumped the brakes on our relationship. I'm sorry that we are where we are today. And basically she's saying she doesn't know how to move forward from here. So that conversation didn't seem like it went well at all. She got really emotional when she spoke to the cameras and basically was saying, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do or go from here. And like when Jacob said, don't worry, you only have 4 more weeks and you don't have to ever see me again. That made me feel like, wow, at this moment, like if today, right now was decision day, Jacob would be like, I don't want to stay married. So that sounds troublesome for me. And so I figure we just got to wait and see what happens. The next couple that I want to talk about is Virginia and Eric. Now, their scene starts off, Virginia planned a picnic for them two, which seemed really nice. Initially, it started off like, oh, wow, this is so sweet of you. It's so thoughtful. They're together. They're having this picnic. And the conversation of living together comes up. Basically, they were talking about how basically Clara is moving into Ryan's house. So Eric is like, yeah, that means that they're making certain steps. And Virginia has said something along the lines of her not wanting to move into Eric's house. Now, moving right back to what we said about Eric in reference to how he responds to certain things. So it seemed like he was really upset that she said she didn't want to live in his house. So he's like, oh, well, I didn't know you didn't want to live in my house. You never said you didn't want to live. And she's like, well, no, I did tell you that, and I don't feel comfortable living in your house. He's like, well, we're not going to live in your house. I own my house. What do you mean? He's all frustrated about it. And she's basically like, oh, well, I got the dogs, and their dogs got to go up and down the steps, and it's just a lot, and it will be your space, not our space. So he's like, well, we can make this into our space. So long story short, they had a whole bunch of back and forth about her not wanting to live with him. A part of me personally feels like she don't want to live with him because she don't want to completely give up her freedom. I honestly feel like Virginia enjoys her freedom. She enjoys her space. She enjoys being able to get up and go and do what she want to do and be where she want to be when she want to be there. And she feel like once she moves all her things into his place and become their place, then she's going to be somewhat obligated to be there. That's just my personal opinion. But I feel like I felt her when she was like, I don't feel comfortable. And he's basically like, well, I know where I'm going to live. So I guess you're going to have to figure out, you're going to live with me or you're going to live somewhere else. But I know where I'm going to be living at. So after they had the little scuffle about living situation, Eric takes her back to where his plane is, and he took her on a plane ride. So that seemed like that kind of broke the ice. She already was making her little statements. You know how Virginia is. She got there and was like, oh, this look like a little house. This look nice. We could probably live here. Being funny. But it seemed real nice. She came and, basically put all her trust into him, got on an airplane with him, and they shot off into the sky. He was in his element, and it seemed good for her to see him in his element and doing the things that he loved to do. So I like to see that. And it just seemed like basically she was saying as she was getting onto the airplane, like, well, we still didn't figure out this living situation. But for right now, we're just going to put that in the back burner. We're just going to enjoy our time together. So I do realize with this particular couple, that's what they do too much. When there's a situation or a conversation or something that is difficult, they don't want to talk about it. And because they don't want to talk about it, they cover it up with just, oh, kisses and hugs and loves and all the good things. But then the realness of the conversation has not been dealt with and talked about, like the having babies and now the living situation. It's just another way to brush it under the carpet for now, but it's still not going to leave. It's still going to continue to serve. They had like a little dinner, and they wanted to exchange gifts. So she got him a blanket with her picture on there and the dog. And so, I mean, she said, oh, so that way you can take us everywhere you go, which was nice. And then if you could just hear the crickets in the background when she opened his gift, and she was looking at the picture frame like, what's this? And he was like, oh, that's the place where we first met. So I guess it was thoughtful, but it was a little weird. So yeah, and for this couple, I just really feel like they have a lot of deep-rooted issues. I feel like they're the ones that can smile, hold hands, and be lovey-dovey with each other, and deep down, they got some deep stuff that they need to handle and they need to deal with. So our next couple that I want to talk about is Brianna and Vincent. Now, we didn't have too much going on in this episode with Brianna and Vincent. They got their problems too. Everybody got their situations. But I feel like Brianna and Vincent are the couple that they're going in a pretty good direction. Vincent got his stuff with him, don't get me wrong. And so do Brianna. However, I just really feel like I like their chemistry. I like their connection. I like their vibe together. Vincent surprised her with a boat ride, so that was really, really nice. She said that the marriage was more than she could have asked for. And they really both had a lot of good things and nice things to say about each other. They went and watched their wedding video again. And honestly, I was looking at the wedding video and I was like, oh, that's what Vincent was talking about because he gained a little weight. Because, yeah, in that wedding video, he definitely is slimmer than when he looked like sitting or slouched on that couch in their boat ride. So he definitely put on a few pounds. When he was saying when they was doing the salsa dancing and he felt like he put on a few pounds and his shirt was tight. So yeah, they just seem like they have good chemistry, good connection. They're already using the I love you word. They seem like they're, not having no bedroom problems. So far so good with this couple. I feel like once they can fully trust, especially Vincent, if he can fully let his guard down and be himself, even his vulnerable self, just be himself, I think they will be fine. Last but not least, let's talk about our couple, Chris and Paige. Now, the first thing we see with Chris and Paige, Chris invites Paige over to play basketball with him. So they're playing basketball, I guess she's trying to show her skills, show off her little body, whatever the case may be. And Paige is still saying she want to give this relationship a fighting chance. Honey. So yeah, it feels, again, I've always said it when it came to Chris and Paige. Chris will be one way for a second. Now, you see them in this basketball scene, and he just seemed like, yeah, I'm seeing Paige in a different light. I'm seeing her as a different person, right? Following that, they get together and they're playing pool. See, when you see them playing pool, 1 minute is like, oh, I'm seeing Paige in a different light. And then the next minute, he's like, I don't think we're doing a good job as spouses. And when I call you, you don't answer. And I feel as though you're ignoring me. So here he go, switching the flip. So she like, wait, what? What's going on? Like, we was just fine, and now you saying... And so he basically saying that he called her and she didn't answer the phone. So Paige is like, well, I was with my mom. And so, basically he like, oh, all right, well, I called you a couple times. And I feel as though, this is not going to work out. So again, I just feel like he goes into these rampages where he's trying to find reasons and why he should break up with her. And in my mind, and I'm saying this to the TV like... Paige, let him go. Let him go. Please. So he basically like, well, I'm done. This is it. So Paige crying and she walk off and she like, you know what? At this point, this is the time where it's okay to choose yourself. Now, I want to see what this next episode going to be, because every time she says something about choosing herself, or she says something about being done with him. Oh, what's the word she always use? This marriage no longer serves me. Paige. Now, we're going to see what this next episode has to bring. Until I see y'all really broken up, or these divorce papers, or whatever y'all got to do to get away from each other, this is a never-ending cycle. Y'all mark my word on that one.
Okay, guys, that's all I have for y'all today. Don't forget to like and subscribe.